Okay, it's me again, guys. It's Nicole Vassiana with Village Maternity Services. Today, I'm interrogating the wonderful, amazing Sharonda Butler Stewart. Now, this woman, like, out of all my girlfriends, she can't keep still. She's always dibbling, dabbling in something. She's constantly on the go. Hence, why she is are you the travel mom, Sharonda?
I'm the traveling busy mama.
There we go. She's a travel busy mom, and trust me when I say she lives up to her name. So I'm going to turn it over to Sharonda right now so she can introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about what you're currently doing, some of your endeavors, and what you're currently involved in, Sharonda.
Okay, hey everybody, I am Sharonda. I am the busy mama of three, and I am the owner and founder of Sporty Mamas LLC. Sporty Mamas is where style, inspiration, and mamas connect. And through the business, I love to help mamas stay looking fly and encourage them to pursue their passion, be the best they can be, and be a fabulous mom.
Okay, all right. So you're very entrepreneurial right now. I know you do a lot of community work. You're part of a lot of organizations where you mentor and things like that. Can you take us back and for our listeners who don't know you, describe your life 8 years ago? Your oldest of your three is 8 right now. Describe your life, what it looked like when 8 years ago, brand new mom, baby in tow. What Sharonda's life looked like?
Well, Sharonda's life 8 years ago was very, very different than it is currently. I had been married for a year to a professional baseball player, and our lifestyle was very different. We were always moving around city to city, and the baby was in tow. When the baby came, the baby went with mama. So about 4 weeks after she was born, we packed up and moved to Minnesota, and we lived there during the season. And it was very interesting because I was a new mom with a newborn and used to going out and hanging out and going to all the games and networking, hanging with all the women and the after parties, and everything stopped. It was like mama time, everything else stopped. So it was very different. But you adjust, and you learn, your role as a wife and a new mom, how to balance it the best you can, and, just the best mom and wife that you can be.
Okay. So when he was born, did you do hospital delivery? Was it a natural delivery? Was it C-section? Can you give us a little bit of information about that, if you're okay with sharing that?
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, believe it or not, I did prenatal yoga, up into it was spring training. The baby was born as a girl. The baby was born in April, and we did birthing classes. We did everything to prepare for baby before spring training started. We left for spring training, and I just lost train of thought. I'm trying to like really replay this. Say the question again because I just lost.
No. So because I know that depending on the type of delivery you had, sometimes
Okay. I was talking about the classes. So we prepared, and I actually hired a doula to help me because we were gonna try to do this, natural without medicine. But my doctor had already told me because of my back, I also have scoliosis. Because of my back, that I may have to do a C-section. So in the back of my mind, even though I was kind of, I was doing the yoga, I was working with the doula, I knew there was a possibility of having to do a C-section just to, be safe. So I actually, the night I went into labor, my husband was in Minnesota, and I went to the hospital, and I was asking them, like, is this really it? Because I had been 3 times before thinking it was labor. And I was like, is this really it? Is this really it? And she was like, yeah, but it could be another 8 to 12 hours. We don't know what's going to happen. And they did that test where they estimate the size of the baby, and they came back and they said, the baby looks like she's 9 pounds. And so they kind of like pressured me into having a C-section. So I went ahead and agreed with the C-section because, it was more like planned. And I called my husband. I was like, look, I'm having a C-section. He got on the first flight, and he actually got in Miami about 2 hours after the baby was born. But because of like complications with the epidural, I had to be put to sleep. So my mom was there. So my mom was there. Dad comes running in at the end. about 2 hours after the baby came, but I didn't know anything. I was asleep. I like missed everything. I had a bad experience with the epidural, and ended up being a healthy, delivery, and the baby was fine. But it was just one of those things where like you can't plan for it. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to breastfeed while you were in the hospital? Did you have complications with?
Yes. So as soon as they take the baby away for a few hours to clean them and do the testing. As soon as they brought her in, I remember it was about 4 hours in between me delivering and seeing her for the first time. It was crazy. It was 4 hours because I was put asleep. But as soon as they brought her in, she went on. Like she didn't latch on right away, but the lady was there. She was like, just keep trying. And I actually did, put her on. It was uncomfortable. She wasn't having it, and I had to just wait. And they wouldn't give her, any formula or anything because I did have like the doula came in and she was like, no, you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying. So I just, kept trying. Every time they would let me, I would just keep trying. And finally, by the end of that night was when she latched on, and it hurt. I remember it hurt. I was like, oh my gosh. And she latched on, and after that, it wasn't easy after that, but I learned, and I learned her, and I did have a little bit of help with the lactation consultant. She helped me in the hospital. I remember for those 2 days because I had to stay in there for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So she came in every day, to help to see if I was getting better, if I understood, if to try to make it as comfortable as it could be with the C-section.
Right.
It was really hard, but we survived.
So, okay, so you had baby, you had this kind of planned but unplanned C-section in the hospital, but through it all, she was able to latch on, and you were breastfeeding in the hospital. So now you're home. What does home life look like, for you as this wife of a Major League Baseball player? Because he's on the road a lot. So, describe, like, I guess how the feeding went, like your support system.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
there was a support system mentally, but as far as like a physical support system, there was none. We were home. My husband had to leave before we even like got home good from the hospital. I remember he drove us home and literally had to fly out that next morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But thank God for my mom. My mom stayed with me. She helped me. For about 2 weeks, she stayed with me and helped me with the meals and the doctors and checking up everything. And she was there. I was like, I'm really blessed to have a mom that was so active and hands on. And yeah, the feedings, everything was on me. Like getting up in the nighttime for that first month. It was really just my mom would come in. She would help me take care of myself as far as like cooking me food and letting me run and take a shower while she could hold the baby and stuff like that. But as far as the nighttime feedings and changing the diapers and the little sponge baths and all that stuff, I was kind of like I was like the single mom, although I was married,
right?
Because of that lifestyle.
And I'm sure like Army wives can kind of relate to that. By no fault of their own, he's not here, but he's taking care of his family, and that's why he's away. So, like you said, it all kind of fell on you. Did you find yourself going through like any sort of postpartum depression or anything in those following weeks after?
With my first child, because I'm a mom of 3, with my first child, I really didn't remember experiencing any depression, but I remember kind of feeling guilty a couple times. My husband would call. He was on the road, and we were still in Miami, and it was like he was going out, hanging out with his friends. And I was home, and it was like 2 and 3 in the morning, feeding the baby and can't sleep, and then he's calling me like, oh, we just left Tao, like these crazy, cool places we used to go to, and I'm like, it's not fair. And I remember I would be like crying because I was like, I'm home, and they're in New York at Tao. But that was the only kind of guilt. Now with my third child, I had more of a little bout with depression because things didn't go as planned, and it was, it was harder. So I do know, I did experience a little bit, and it's real. And if you don't have the right people around you,
Right.
for help, it could be a real problem. But I know it's real because yeah, I did have a little bout of it with baby number 3.
So so I know that you were able to exclusively breastfeed. Like you breastfed exclusively all 3.
Hmm.
How were you able to accomplish that?
Well, I remember with the first baby, Shayla, that my best friend was a mom before me, and she was like, "You just got to do 6 months. You can make it to 6 months." So that was always my goal. I'm gonna make it to 6 months because Aisha said make it to 6 months, and I had like looked up to her, and after I got it and the baby got it, and I realized how much it helped her, and it helped me. It helped me lose the baby weight really, really fast. And it was just easy because we were traveling, and who has time to make a bottle?
Right. Right.
I was like known as like the milk mama. I would take my little wrap, and I would be in the airport, at the baseball field, at the mall. It didn't matter. Like I would go find me a corner, with my wrap, and make sure baby was happy. And it was easy for me because maybe because I was home, I was a stay-at-home mom, it was a little bit easier, but the mentality kind of changed, and it was like, this is easy. I don't want to wash bottles. I don't want to make bottles. I'm traveling, I don't have time to go sterilize anything. It just worked, and it worked for a really long time.
Did you co-sleep at all?
Yep, co-sleep. I co-slept from the beginning. Well, not in the hospital because they don't want you to. But after she got home, I had the bassinet by the bed, and I think she may have slept in it like 2 days because I was so sore from the C-section, I couldn't get to it. So I just kind of, I made sure there was no pillows or nothing, and kept it safe for her. And
Right.
yeah, I believe in co-sleeping. That was, as a half single mom, it was kind of like the only way that I would get any sleep. But I will recommend that you do it safely, and make sure, there's no extra blankets or pillows, or somebody that's intoxicated that could roll on top of the baby, or a hard sleeper. But I firmly believe in co-sleeping.
Girl, I mean, and I can't recommend for people to do that. Like as a lactation, educator, I can't say yes, you should co-sleep. But whatever level you're comfortable with, as much as possible. And I recommend it because one, you're gonna get more sleep, and you're more alert. And you can hear baby as they're starting to stir, so you can kind of get to them before they're full out cry, and now anxious for the milk. And then it also helps. It decreases your risk with SIDS, and also it helps with your hormones, keeping your levels up where they need to be in order to exclusively breastfeed. So I recommend it. But if moms who don't want to put babies in the bed, I always tell them, like, they have co-sleepers, and they have like put the bassinet in the room right next to the bed, and as close as possible, keep baby next. As close as possible, right?
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that. So out of everything for you, like I know you were able to exclusively breastfeed. You stayed, baby stayed with you all the time. You were on the go. You're at the games, in the mall, in the airport. Like baby's always with you. So that part was very easy for you. What was the most difficult thing for you as it relates to breastfeeding?
Learning like when to wean, like because different people, like they kind of have their opinions. Oh, she's still on the boob. When you gonna let her go? And kind of like listening to other people, that was kind of hard for me. But I nursed my first child till she was almost 18 months. I nursed her until I was pregnant again.
Sure.
Really, I did. And then once I was pregnant again with my son, I was like, okay, I have to stop because now he needs the nutrients. He needs that. And I was like, I'm drained. She's 18 months. She's talking.
Right.
She can eat. She can drink. She never drank milk. She still never drank cow's milk. Now at 8, she kind of like she would drink. She has ice cream and she'll drink chocolate milk. But I never like gave them milk and as kids, as babies. They didn't really like it.
And Sharonda, one more thing. If you could give a brand new mom like one piece of advice, what would that advice be?
To try your best. all we can do is try our best. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. Um, it's really good to have a support system too, if you can, have a lactation consultant in the beginning to help you, or a friend that's experienced it to help you. But everybody's different. I have a lot of friends, and all of us, treated it differently,
Mm-hmm.
got different results. But in the end, it's about being a good mom, doing the best you can and trying to provide the healthiest, start to your baby's life.
And I think that's a reoccurring theme I think I'm gonna see with everyone who I get down and interrogate, that that notion of just doing your best, like not beating yourself. Because I think as women sometimes we try to be, super women, super mom, and do everything
Yeah.
for everyone. And like, you definitely want, as I said, like set a goal, like you said, like yours was 6 months, but and do the best you can to try to make it to that goal. But
Mm-hmm.
realize, just like you said, that if you don't make it, okay, oh my gosh, I'm 2 weeks short of 6 weeks. Hey, it's okay,
Okay. Yeah.
it's okay. So, thank you so much, Sharonda, for
Thank you.
sharing these gold nuggets with our listeners. I know they're definitely going to benefit from it. Um, so, again, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.